Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all well. It's a beautiful sunny day in Devon. It's just coming up to 1:45 in the afternoon, and I thought I'd come on and do a little haul, just a little mini haul to show you what I had delivered. It was on my doorstep. I don't know how long it's been there. He delivered it earlier, but I just had some flowers delivered from my daughter, and when the man dropped the flowers off, the other package was there as well. I didn't expect it today. It's a few things from the baby sale at TU Clothing at Sainsbury's, and they were saying, you know, it could be several days before it arrives, but it's actually come in something like 3 days or 4 days, something like that. Whereas they were saying, you know, it could take up to 10 days, and I thought, well, that's fine, because when it arrives, you know, it'll be something to cheer up the day. A lot of places are closed now in the UK. I expect it's like it everywhere. We're down on like official lockdown from tea time yesterday, though we have got the police parading around now and keeping an eye on everybody, checking everybody. And so far there's a few things on social media, like they are checking the beach at Paynton and asking you why you're out and things like that, and checking with people. And they've stopped a man who had a trailer on the back of his car or whatever it was, because this is what hubby was telling me just now while I was getting ready. And he'd been to collect supplies to work on his extension. And they're like, well, do you really need to be doing that right now? And then the other one, which is like the same as always, mindless people, a caravan and a car with a caravan on the back, and they're travelling around all over the place apparently, according to the reports, and so they've sent them back home. And you're thinking, what part of do not travel unless you absolutely have to do you not understand? You know, it's you know, you can put your own lives and your own family at risk, but you've got to think about other people now. And for people like us who are older and more vulnerable, it's a very scary time. You know, because we don't have a choice, and we're not probably going to get better if we get it, or else we're going to struggle with it. So you know, you've got to think of other people, but they don't today. It's just like it's Sunday. Dartmoor was full of people driving around and sitting in their cars and wandering around. My son came over, and we managed to he managed to give me, I don't know if I already said, because I forget now, I talk to so many people now online because we can't talk face to face, and I forget what I've been saying or who I've said it to. So forgive me if I repeat myself. It has been known to happen anyway. But you know, he tried to take Lexi for a walk, nice long walk Sunday, to wear her out a bit and give her, you know, burn off her energy a bit. And we managed to do that while keeping a distance, like put the lead on her and let her go, and then trying to encourage her to walk towards him, and then trying to hold different parts of the lead if you had to, and then you clean the other part before you brought it back into it, or all that fuss and everything. But we managed it, and she loved it. But he said he had his 4-year-old, you know, my 4-year-old granddaughter with him, and that was hard, seeing her stood back and just waving at me shyly and smiling, and I couldn't touch her. That was hard. I just wanted to give her a hug, and you know, I like to hug them all on the way in, and all my babies and grandbabies, hug them all on the way in and hug them all on the way out, and you know, love you, see you later, that kind of a thing. And her stood back on the balcony like as if I had leprosy, because she's trying to look after Nanny. It was awful, but it's not the worst thing that can happen, is it? So we're just gonna have to get used to it. But he took her to the dog to the beach, a little walk on the beach, and we were thinking it'd be quite empty and you'd be able to spread out. But he said, you know, just don't even risk it, Mum, because people are not taking any notice. I mean, we can't now anyway, we're on lockdown. But he said, you know, people are not taking any notice. They're just carrying on as normal. He found it really hard to keep Evie a safe distance from other people, and you'd think, well, you know, wouldn't you think of a child, a little 4-year-old child, wouldn't you, you know, think to keep away from her and protect her? But they don't, do they? It's incredible. I've seen some wonderful things online where people are helping and putting themselves at risk, and you know, people are working and trying to, you know, make food available and all this sort of thing. and then you've seen other things where they're completely irresponsible and selfish, and it just amazes me. So you've seen like it's poles apart, isn't it? Like polar opposites. You just it's the mind boggles at some of the stupidity of some of them. But I just know, you've just got to laugh, haven't you? I don't know what else to say. You've just got to say, oh my goodness, look at they're doing, you know, such silly people, but not let it get to you mentally. I think that's the thing. Not let them get to you that you feel that it's going to make it worse for yourself. You know, like make the virus more and worse for yourself, because really there's so many people infected and things that this is only the start of it. We've only been dealing with this for 3 weeks. It feels like longer than that, but we've only been dealing with this. The first death in the UK was the 5th of March. So, you know, it's basically 3 weeks roughly. So, you know, we've only been dealing with that long, and you know, it's escalated so much already. And we're not at the peak yet. We're going to be, you know, we're only just at the start of it. So I don't know. But enough of the boring stuff. It's just nice to chat. I don't want to be constantly talking about it, but it's just nice to chat. You know, we're all stuck in now, and it's just nice to chat. You know, like I always say, I always feel like when I'm chatting to my friends. You know, and it's just then I get the answers back to my conversation in my comments underneath. And if it's anybody that I'm friends with, you know, we'll chat about it in emails. But it's so nice just to, you know, we rattle around here on our own with the dog all day, and it's just so nice to be able to speak to somebody or feel that you're speaking to somebody. So I'll try not to rattle on too much. I'll do the close and I'll try and chat as I'm going along. So this is the first thing. I was thinking, let's put that on there. It's two. Now, I'm not sure how you pronounce this, but pointel, that lovely soft stuff that our vests always used to be made out of when we were kids. And ladies, remember your nan's vests on the line were always made out of this lovely stuff. It's really soft, and it's got lovely, they described it as clown collars on the advert, and I thought it was really nice. I did an hour about buying these because I've been looking for a while for something like this, so that you can put it under pinafore dresses and things where you know, a dress, like when I make dresses for the bigger ones, something like this would be nice to put underneath and then put the dress on top if it's got no arms and no collar and things. So I thought that would be nice, but these were in the sale and they were something like £4 for the two. So I couldn't get newborn, which I really wanted, but I got up to 1 month, so it's not going to be too big, and I'm sure that I can always wash and tumble dry the death out of them, and that will shrink them up a little bit, tighten them up a little bit. But they're really nice, and on the collar, I'm looking at it there, it's like got those little dotty bits. I don't know what they call. You get it on like lawn fabric sometimes. Can you see that there? It's really nice. So that's those. So that's going to be like, I did start that I was going to try and buy some things for my Emma kit when she's painted, but in the end I just picked up these few things, and they'll be used for you know, the girls, things for the girls. And there's one outfit that can do either boys or girls, but I really was thinking about Peanut when I saw it, because I thought it would really suit him. And it's this set, and I'll see if I can separate the hanger. Yeah, I can. So you've got the little footed pants. They're in like a pale browny beigey colour, beige and more, and they've got little ears on the tops of the feet. So you've got these little striped pants, and then the top is it says Disney Classic Pooh. So, and then you've got this lovely look at him sat there. Oh bless, a lovely top, and it's all embroidered and printed. Winnie the Pooh is all like an applique. It feels like yeah, it's like an applique, I think. And then you've got Winnie the Pooh is embroidered down the bottom, so that's really lovely. And then this is a starter set. Let me just move it back a little bit so you can see a bit better. There we go. So this is a starter set, and I love this. It's much nicer than it looked online. You've got a velvet jacket with a crossover front, and or velour, whatever, and little wooden buttons. I did pull it actually. I thought it was poppers, Oh, these glasses. And then it's got a little popper inside so that you can put that to there to hold it across. And then when you take that off, you've got I just separate the hangers as well so you can see better. I moved out of the way too. You've got a lovely crossover front, white, with this lovely sort of dusky or dusty purple or lavendery colour. It's not really a purple, I don't know what to describe it as. Little hearts all over, and then this little velvet bow, which is just adorable. I love these sort of antique colours. I love that. I really like that. Online they look more purple, but I've been quite into lilac lately, as you probably noticed. I have these fads. It'll be something like orange with a red trim soon, because it's just random where my brain goes. And then I didn't realise what this was online, but it's like a romper. So it's footless, and it's this lovely soft ribbed cotton. And it's got the crossover front again. Again, it's like a sort of vest material, like a lovely, it's lovely and soft. And then it's got the crossover front, and it's got a little, poking her eye out if she had one. Look. And then it's got another little antique bow. So that's that bit. That's the same set, all the same set. Oh, I'm doing this wrong around, aren't I? And then to go with that, the tiniest little pants. They're all screwed up on the hanger. Look at that. Who put that on the hanger? They hang like I do. So clumsy. They're probably going to be a little bit on the small side, I think, a bit short. And I don't know, I can't tell yet, but they're so cute. Look at that. It won't matter. You put some lacy socks on there and it'll look fine. And they're a gorgeous colour, really gorgeous colour. And then you've got the crossover jacket. And that whole starter set was something like £6, something like that. So I thought that was really good. So I thought what I'd do was I'll pick something out of the lot. I'll just move my my tripod up a little bit and open it out so you can see Scarlett a little bit better. See if we can get organised now without too much trouble. And then, has anybody else spent the last week in their pyjamas? It's just easier, isn't it? I must admit, I'm a pyjama person when I'm home anyway, but especially now, it's like, what's the point? I've got plenty of clothes hanging up if I do, need to go out, which is highly unlikely. Spent the whole day yesterday with my phone attached to my hips, sort of thing, waiting for rheumatology to phone me. And they didn't. And I'm thinking, well, what do you do now? You can't really phone them back because it's like an unnecessary phone call as such, isn't it? And you're going to be blocking up the phone place, and all that kind of thing. I can't think of the word. But you can be you're blocking up phone lines basically, aren't you? When you don't really need to be, and it's more important things going on. But I thought, oh, for goodness sake, now how am I supposed to take this now? I've been waiting since about October for this appointment. I couldn't have it in January because I was ill with a chest infection, so I couldn't do that. So it was put off till March. So I waited again till March, and now they obviously aren't able to do a telephone conversation. So this morning I had an appointment at 8:30 at the hospital with the podiatrist, and he hadn't phoned to say like we'll be going and doing a phone conversation. And I'm thinking, well, I was supposed to take my new splints that I got to go in my shoes, collect them from the doctors. Well, they're still there because we've not been out, and take them with him, and then we were going to have a look at them and discuss them and do all that kind of thing at the podiatry appointment. So I just need to stand up a little bit in a minute because it hurts my back. So I thought, oh well, it's not essential, and I doubt I'll be wearing shoes for a while the way it's going, not unless it's an emergency and we're absolutely desperate for milk or something, and then I'll have to think about it then. But I thought, oh, he won't be phoning, and he phoned good as gold, and he was chatting, and he was saying like, I just wanted to touch base with everybody, even though I can't do anything for anybody. I just wanted to check that all my patients were okay, and and they're not worried. And he said basically, I just wanted to say hi to each of my patients each day as they're supposed to be coming in, and just make sure they're all right. And I thought, that's so nice of you. I know it's a difficult time, but some of them aren't going to be doing other things. They aren't going to be like on the front line. They're just doing other things. And he could do that from home, couldn't he? And then he's safe, and all his patients he's given a little boost to for the day. Oh, look at that. I'll get some lacy socks to go with that in a little while when I've finished this. I didn't think about it just now, but let's see the feet. Look, isn't it nice to see their little feet out? If you've got babies, remember when your babies are small and their little feet and little things, so cute, isn't it? Yeah, so I thought that was really lovely, and that gave me it's just nice to talk to somebody else for a start off. Another human voice. And just the conversation was like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, that's all. It couldn't have been much longer, and it was just nice to hear him, and just for him to say, you stay safe, and I just want to check in that all my patients are okay. And I said the same to him. I said, thank you, I really appreciate it, and you make sure you stay safe as well, and all that kind of a thing. And it was just nice. And then but my rheumatologist is really weird anyway. She's really difficult to get hold of. It's very rare you get an appointment actually with her. Usually she fobs you off on the nurse. You go and see the nurse, and she treats you like you're making up everything you're talking about, and just doesn't listen to you. She's horrible. Don't like her. I got no faith in my rheumatology department, I'm afraid. But we have to struggle on, don't we? So I was supposed to be starting new meds. So I didn't like it when I was ill in January, because I was supposed to, because then it meant I had to wait till March. And now I won't be starting them. But I think with all these things, we just have to put it down to we're safe and we're okay. And that's the main thing at the moment. All the other things can be put on hold till later. Because you're not really going to go anywhere. You're not going to go for blood tests. You're not going to go for all these different things. I can feel that I'm starting to need another iron infusion, because when my iron is really low, I get tired and I get a bit breathless, which I'm getting now, and I'm getting lots and lots of restless legs, and I get that when I need a new iron infusion. But how is that going to happen? So I think some things we're just going to have muddle through with, aren't we, and just see how it goes, because there's no way I'm sitting in a hospital for an hour and having an iron infusion with all that's going on at the moment. I kicked it. I'll wait. But this is absolutely lovely on. I really like this. I'm so glad I bought this now, because I did and ah. You see things online, you think, oh, shan't I don't know. And I thought, no, I'm really quite liking the purple. It's different. So I ordered it, and I'm really glad I did now. I'll have to get little Peanut, won't I, on the next video, and either put him in the Winnie the Pooh outfit or change him into it. But I hope you're all staying safe and well as you can, and you're managing to get all your supplies and everything. We're going to be all right for the next sort of 3 weeks possibly, and then after that, apart from we might run out of milk, or we might run out of bread, but nothing major. My son is on standby, my youngest, to get us anything we need, but I'm not going to ask him unless we're desperate. He's got his own family to look after, and also I don't want to feel like I'm putting him at risk. My 3 daughters are in isolation, and my oldest son is home because he's just he's not working because of he's not travelling or anything because the work has closed down. So I don't know, we'll just have to see how things go, won't we? And just get through this. I'm sure we can get it the other side, and hopefully we'll all be there the other side and enjoying the hobby again. And that's it really, isn't it? I don't really know what else to say. I feel like I want to have a long monologue with you, talking about all sorts of things. I've been painting my Emma kit. That's coming along nicely. I've just done the mottling layers. I did some layers, spent yesterday afternoon, all afternoon painting, and I spent a couple of hours today painting. And I've just been more interested in actually moving around today, so I've been doing some housework and put the washing on and washed the kitchen floor and just done some jobs like that around the place. I did do have a little play with my Emma kit as well, but feel a little bit restless today, so I did things that burn off energy more and getting you moving. That's the only thing that concerns me really, is getting moving more and finding things to do that keep you moving. I just have to start having the tidiest and cleanest flat ever in the world. I don't really know what else to say or what else to suggest, because it's a bit difficult, isn't it? I ordered some compost and some flowers, for the balcony. So because we haven't been out, we haven't bought our usual flowers and plants for the balcony. And I was been saying to her, and it's such a shame, because especially now with all this going on, it'd be so nice to look outside, because when we sit in the living room, we've got a big, huge window and a door, and it's straight onto the balcony. And I said it'd be so nice to, have the flowers when you look out, especially when it starts getting, the beautiful sunny weather and everything, if we get any. But, like today is a lovely day, and if you had the pretty flowers and everything, it'd be so nice. And then I thought, well, there's got to be somewhere that can deliver some flowers, even if you pay a little bit more for them. And I went on to Amazon, and I found some compost, and I found some these thing. I don't know if you're supposed to say the brand name, but it was Miracle Geo. And apparently it's all this stuff in this little bag, and it's got seeds in there, and some other things. I'm not really sure, so I'm not a gardener. And basically you just it'll all grow into flowers, like mixed flowers, to put in your pots and things on your balcony. So I thought, that'd be lovely, because we can I'll let him do it to keep him occupied, get him moving. He can fill up the containers on the balcony, and then we can watch these little seedlings and everything grow, and then see what they develop into, because we won't know exactly. So I thought that'd be fun, so I've ordered that and some compost. So that will be here. Obviously deliveries are taking longer now, so it'll be here sort of probably by Sunday or something like that. It'll take a little while longer than it normally does. Even on Amazon Prime, it's not the same day, next day anymore always. Quite often it's several days now, because they're giving priority to essentials, which is right. So I'm looking forward to that, because that should be really nice. Have some flowers in the summer, even if all of them don't come out okay, we'll have something, so that'll be nice. I'm looking forward to that. I do like some flowers in the summer. I'm not a gardener, but I do like some flowers. When my children were younger, I was always used to like to get some pots in the summer, and like easy maintenance, because you always wanted grass or whatever for the kids to play on, or a paved garden, doing that kind of a thing for practicality and for the kids to play and sit out and stuff. But then at the same time, excuse me, it's nice to have some flowers, pretty flowers around. So that was, I do like that. I always just like to get some pots and put some things out. And Tom, my youngest, he used to love to grow tomatoes. Every year he would grow tomatoes, and he used to love that. And get in a grow bag, when there's tomato bags, and you just plant the tomatoes in there and let them grow. And then they always used to grow really well in this one spot in the garden that we had. And get loads and loads of tomatoes on there, and I can't even eat them because they're acidy food, and I can't eat acidy food. But I'm not totally keen on tomatoes unless they're cooked anyway. But he used to get loads of them. He used to think he was so clever, bless him. And nasturtiums, that was the other thing he used to like to grow. Have nasturtiums everywhere, because for a child it's great, isn't it? Because they grow fast, and like the tomatoes produce something, so it's, they don't lose their attention span. Nasturtiums grow quickly and go everywhere, and you can eat them as well if you want. So, you know, you get something out of it, and he used to love it. But all the kids are doing, the grandchildren are doing that keep fit thing that bloke here started now. He started yesterday. So there's several of the grandchildren are doing that today. We're getting pictures and things posted on Facebook, and you know, everyone's keeping in touch more than they normally do. I've actually found it quite confusing because I'm not used to like my phone constantly going and my messenger quite constantly going, that kind of thing. And much as I really appreciate it at the moment and enjoy it, it's taken me a little while to get used to it. I'm getting like, I don't know what I said to what, and they're like, yeah, you told me, Mum, and I'm like, oh, sorry, because I can't remember who I said it to. And you know, it's really strange. I don't know, these young brains can keep up with it all, can't they? And you know, I'm used to like quite, you know, quiet life, and you know, the phone might go occasionally during the daytime, and you might have like a long conversation on and off with different ones through the week, but it's a bit more spread out. But no, it's been fine, and we've been all right that way. And of course, you've got Skype as well, FaceTime, all those sort of things. Though actually pinning the grandchildren down to stay still on Skype is difficult. It usually ends up that the grandkids will start it, and then it ends up with me talking to one of my daughters for ages, and the kids have had enough in 2 minutes and have gone off and are running around and pop up every now and again to wave and smile and do things like that. Bless them. But you know, it's better than it's just nice. As long as they're okay, that's all I worry about. I miss them all. I miss my children. It's the worst is the thought that you can't see them, regardless if you might not see them for a week or whatever, you know, or even several weeks sometimes, depending where they live and that kind of thing. But it's the thought that you can't go out, the thought that you can't do this, that and the other, isn't it? And it makes it more central in your thinking. But yeah, but we're all right and we're doing fine, so I hope you all are too. I'm going to leave it there for now, and because I've managed to make a decent length out of it. It's saying coming up to 27 minutes of me rambling on. Oh my goodness. But doesn't Scarlett look lovely? I do like that on her. And I tried to put the blanket out so you can see it a bit better today. So I see I can pull back a little bit. So there you are. So that's how the square would be. Just turn it around. So that's the square, and then the stripes are like on the diagonal. I don't know if my tripod's loose enough to move up a little bit. Yeah, I just undo it a bit. There you go. So there's the edge of the blanket, and then as you go up, because you make it corner to corner, that's how the stripes go. So you've got one stripe that end, and then the other corner is white, and then you go up and it's a big white patch in the middle, and then you've got the same at the top there where you've got the stripe again, and then a little hat to match. I haven't decided what I'm going to make next. I did think that I might make a lilac cardigan, but I've not been in the mood to, you know when you get like, oh, what should I make, and then you don't know. So I've been a little bit like that. So I'll probably I'll think about it. I think at some point I'll definitely do a lilac cardigan or something to go with the hat, because it'd be nice with the blanket. I used to like to do that on my eBay shop. I used to make smaller blankets and a hat and gloves, or you know, like little mittens, or so that, like, you know when you take the babies out in the car seat, and then you've got the little matching hat and mittens to go, and obviously of course they'd have a coat on, and then they got the blanket that matches, and they were always quite popular. I quite like that kind of thing. It's the kind of thing that we had more of when our babies were small many years ago, because everything was more handmade like that, wasn't it? So mind you, we didn't have those horrible car seats then. I mean, they're great for safety in the car, but oh, give me a pram, nice big bouncy pram any day with a nice pillow, put the baby in there all comfy and nice. Oh, and such a shame. But there we go anyway. That's how things change, isn't it? So I'm off. I'm going to go back to do some more painting. I can feel that I need a nice cup of herbal tea, so I should go and get that, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of painting and just chill the rest of the day, because I finished my grafting now. The place is nice and clean, and I can chill now. So take care everyone. look after yourselves and each other. Try and stay as safe as you can. Stay positive. It's not forever, and you know, it gives you an opportunity to do all those things that normally you haven't got time for. So now you can craft, you can decorate the house if you've got stuff in, obviously, but you can sort through the drawers and wardrobes, and you get loads and loads of things done. Have a spring clean, because that'll burn off some energy as well. And, you know, keep you going and make you tired so you can sleep better at night, and some physical movement. And, you know, if you've got a garden, go and sit out in it when it's nice, with a nice book, nice glass of something, chilled. And if the kids are there, let them run around and play. And if you're older like me, just enjoy it and everything. We haven't got a garden, we've got a balcony, but I'm going to be sitting on it. I got visions of sitting on there when the sun is out now, and some nice little flowers around, and it'll be quieter on the road, hopefully. There's still actually quite a steady-ish stream of traffic. It did go quiet for about 2 or 3 days, and then all of a sudden it's picked back up again. So it's like it's not busy, but there's a steady flow, if you see what I mean. So I'm sure they shouldn't all be out. But there we go. They'll soon get the message when they start to get the social media, won't they? So bye for now. As I say, take care, look after yourselves and each other. And it really is important to stay positive through all this, and then to keep your mental health and your physical well-being for when all this is over. So bye for now, and we shall be back soon. Bye. Take care. Bye.